What is up, y'all? Welcome to what will be the final race of the 2009 season. It's at the Watkins Glen International. Very unusual for us to end the season here. I know that, but unfortunately, that's just how things played out this year. But soon enough, we will be back with our full schedule, ending the season at Homestead, how things were intended. But let's get right into it. Kyle Busch is on the pole with Martin Truex Jr. to his left side. Then there's Harvick, Hamlin, and Dale Jr. rounding out your top five. Green flag is waving, and we're racing at Watkins Glen. Through the carousel for the first time, Kyle Busch leads us down into the boot section of the racetrack. Wasn't initially used in the first few seasons of MG Cup Series action, but we decided to change things up and use the full layout here. And this should make things way more interesting, because now there's more corners to navigate. Harvick in second, Hamlin your points leader in third. Hamlin just wants a clean run here today to guarantee the championship. As here comes the 29. The 11 looked inside, couldn't quite make it stick. Further back though, someone that is making it stick, Ian Slager, looking underneath this teammate there, the 86 car, Fred Jones, the Papyrus Racing Machine. Back down into turn one and up into the S's for the second time today. Kyle Busch leads, and side by side with Slager and Jones. Slager clears. Boyer looking inside as well. He's been fast on the road courses. They're trying to charge their way from mid-pack. How about Bobby Labonte? Running solid inside the top 10. Same with Juan Pablo Montoya. We expect him to do well on the road courses. He used to race in Formula One and IndyCar. Global superstar making his way into the stock car side of things. He's been here for a couple of seasons, but now starting to seemingly find his footing with these cars. Low speed sections there. Look at this. Slager making another move underneath that 99. Can't quite pass Edwards there. Slager really good on the road courses, as we've seen. Just like his team owner, Chris Mack. Both drivers really good on the road courses. Jeremiah Cook used to also be good on the road courses, but had a falling out with the team over some things that he did that we're not going to get into. Not exactly a falling out, but more like the team was kind of forced to part ways with him. and he was therefore banned from the series shortly after. That 4 car, very strong here on the road courses as we've seen in the past. And with Slager, that's got to be a confidence booster to know he has a good car, but also has to be very nerve-wracking, put a lot of pressure on that young man's shoulders, but he seems to be handling it well as he makes a move to the outside of Edwards, and he's going to make it work. So that's another position for Ian there. Further back, look at Kurt Busch diving underneath. It's not going to make it work, but definitely did show his nose there. As here comes Slager through the corner. Not quite there yet. Meanwhile, for the lead, Hamlin all over the rear bumper of his teammate. Kyle Busch hasn't won yet this season, looking to at least score one victory on the year here. Through the S's yet again. Busch trying to defend. Can't imagine he'll make it easy for Hamlin. I know they're teammates and all, but he does not want to lose this lead. He wants to hang on, try to win this one. As I mentioned, winless this year. So is Harvick. Also winless. Matter of fact, Harvick hasn't even started on the pole at all. Hamlin is right there. Inching closer and closer. Biding his time, trying to be patient. He's not going to rush it. He's going to make his move. Whenever it makes sense for him to make the move. Further back, look at Ian Slager. He's gotten past that big group of cars there and worked his way. He was 9th at the beginning of this lap. He's in 6th place now. Ian Slager up to 6th. Battle for lead rages on. But Slager right on board with that forward machine. Johnson caught them really quick. So he catches Johnson through the bus stop, through the carousel now, and entering the boot. Or is he going to make that move? Look at this, Hamlin still in the bumper, now showing his nose, feigning to the outside of Busch there, filling up the mirror of his teammate. Look at Slager. He's going to go to the outside of Johnson. And he's going to clear him. Now with a run off the corner. Pretty good momentum out of that turn. A straighter exit from the high side. Uses that momentum to run down to one Truex. He's going to dive inside here. No, he's going to stay patient. Knows he has a fast car. Knows we're still early in this race. No need to take any risks. As you see Kevin LePage off the pace, way off the pace in the back. I think that's just the speed of that car. Front Row Motorsports, a new team trying to get their footing in this series. Kevin LePage made a few starts last season, making a few starts this season as well. And that car just trying to make it to the end, get some money, see if they can improve over this offseason. Sterling Marlin driving the 01 for Mack Motorsports. As they've leased out that 01 car from DEI. And struck a deal to have Sterling Marlin drive that car. So that is really a DEI car. Just Mack Motor. Oh, look at Hamlin. Thought about making that move there. Slager's up to third, and he's catching the top three quick. Or, excuse me, he's up to fourth, and he's catching the top three quick. Harvick is still right there. Not letting these two out of his sights. And if these two get the battling, who's to say Harvick won't get up there and try to take advantage of that? But I know urgency has to be building up here as they see that 4 car getting bigger and bigger in their mirrors. Clearly the fastest car here today. He has the fastest lap time. He is 0.4 of a second faster than Denny Hamlin, who has the second fastest lap. So Hamlin might be getting ready to go here, but he might not need to, as he has the points lead. No need to take any risks. Just needs to hang on and win this championship. But if you have a car that's faster than the car in front of you, why not make that move? You've been patient so far. As he gets to run through the carousel. Busch didn't quite get down on the line how he would have liked. Hamlin stays patient, doesn't dive in, not going to make any reckless moves here. Slager has caught the rear end of the 29. If Hamlin's going to make a move, he's going to have to make it now. Ian Slager underneath Harvick. Not quite there yet. Looks slow again out of the final corner. Still not there. He's going to lose some ground after that. Up through the S's yet again. Hamlin. 18 Busch. Hamlin now looking to make a move on Kyle. Through the bus stop. Kyle defends. Feigning to the inside is Hamlin. Is he going to make the move? Busch defends yet again. If Hamlin can lead a lap, matter of fact, lead the most laps, he'll be able to win the championship, but he's running out of time. He just needs to lead the most laps, get those bonus points, and he will clinch. Doesn't look like that's an option. And fastest lap, Hank Slager's fastest lap is now, oh my goodness, a 149. A 149.7, nearly 2 seconds faster than Hamlin. So if he's going to get up there and try to lead a lap for that bonus point, he's going to have to do it now. Most laps led might be out of the picture. Oh no! Oh! Kyle Busch across the nose of Hamlin. Both drivers go into the grass and into the tire wall. Kyle Busch is done for the day. He's done for the season. That's it. He's not going to win a race this year. Here comes the 4 of Ian Slager, now on the rear bumper of Kevin Harvick. This is now a battle for the lead. He bides his time, patient. Now to the outside. Harvick, defensive line, entering this corner. Side by side. Slager still on his outside. Makes it stick. He's going to clear Harvick into the final 2 corners. Racing back to the caution flag. Ian Slager won at Indianapolis. Looks like he might be going back to back as we take the caution flag. Oh my goodness. Depending on how this restart goes, Ian Slager might be winning this race. But what just happened here as Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin get together? Teammates. Hamlin racing for a championship, wrecks with his teammate. And let's see how this came about. Looks like Hamlin stuck his nose to the outside. Busch tries to block and just sends himself around. I knew things would get aggressive between these two. I knew Hamlin had to go at some point. I knew Busch wasn't going to make it easy as he's racing to win. He's trying to lock himself into the Daytona 500 next season. Or excuse me, into the Clash next season. And they get together. Hamlin made the move. Busch tries to defend. Hamlin was moving over onto the right-hand side of the track a little early, trying to see if he can get to the outside, maybe arc in, maybe not trying to make a dive at it, but maybe arc into the corner and good run on exit. But instead, they go sliding up to the guardrail, and Busch goes hard into the tire barriers there. Right into the beginning of the tire barrier, comes to a complete stop. Hamlin as well with a pretty decent hit, but he keeps it rolling. He's going to lose some spots, but he's going to keep that car rolling. And now it's into the hands of luck, of God. It's out of Hamlin's hands. He just needs to hang on to as many positions as he can by the end of this race with that damage. Green flag is in the air. Slager with the jump, clears out ahead. Hamlin, let's see if that damage affects him or slows him down any. Doesn't seem like he's on pace with the rest of the field. Oh man, Hamlin's hurt. He's hurt bad. That car is destroyed. He's going to start bleeding spots here. As here comes Dale Jr., here comes Juan Pablo Montoya, Bobby Labonte, all getting to his inside, heading into the bus stop. Hamlin defending as hard as he can. Not giving it to him easily here. He still has a long way to go here at Watkins Glen. We'll be coming to 5 laps to go this time by. Montoya looked to make a move there, couldn't quite get there. Hamlin seems to have adjusted to the damage on that car and found some pace here. We'll see if there's any serious engine damage. Oh yeah, he can't get rolling there out of that corner. Montoya looking inside again. Hamlin sends it off into the corner. Hamlin willing that car around this racetrack, trying to hang on to a top 10 spot. He's in 9th as they cross the line. Montoya is right there. Kurt Busch right behind him. Boy, oh boy, this is getting dicey here. Things are getting dicey. Here comes Montoya underneath Hamlin. He's not going to be able to defend against this one. Kurt Busch follows through. He's going to lose 2 more. No. Hamlin sends it off into the corner yet again. Stays in front of Kurt. Hamlin doing everything he can to minimize the bleeding here. If he can keep it to just 1 spot a lap, losing only 1 spot each lap, he might be okay. Out in front, the 4th Ian Slager is long gone with a 3.5 second lead over Kevin Harvick. But all the attention right now is on Denny Hamlin, as here comes Kurt Busch inside. Shallower entry. And he'll now have the outside for this next corner. Hamlin's hurting bad. Can he hang on to this championship? Is it going to slip through his fingers? He loses another spot to Kurt Busch. But fighting for his life right now, playing some really hard defense with 4 laps to go. The S's is the worst part of the track for Hamlin. This is the fastest part of the racetrack, and he does not have the straight line speed. That engine is hurting. Trying to block the 96. Here comes the 24 of Jeff Gordon as well. He's going to have to give up the spot. No, he doesn't. Dives in deep and stays ahead of Labonte. He's not going to lose that spot just yet. And now here comes Gordon looking underneath the 96 car. That's going to help Hamlin out of the carousel, heading down into the boot portion of the course. Entering the boot, Hamlin creates a gap. Gordon clears Labonte, sets his sights now on Hamlin as they're side by side ahead of him. Montoya and Dale Jr. Juan Pablo Montoya is going to pass Jr. on the high side there. Look at Jeff Gordon. Look at that speed in that 24 car. Diving to the inside. Can't quite get underneath Hamlin. Denny Hamlin with the drive of his life right now. Hanging on to protect his championship. Does not want to let it slip through his fingers. Playing the best defense he can with a wounded race car. Damage on just about every end of that car. Doesn't turn right very well. Turns left pretty good though. Or excuse me, doesn't turn left there very well. Turns right pretty good though. Which is good for him because this track is the majority of this track is right-handers. Gordon to the inside, into the S's. Hamlin staying side by side with him. He's going to have to lose the spot. Here comes Bobby Labonte flying through on the inside. He's also going to clear him. Mears in the 07. Unable. Hamlin defends. With 3 laps to go, Denny Hamlin trying not to lose too many positions here. He's down to 13th. If he can stay in the top 15, he should be okay. He just needs to stay inside the top 15 to hang on to this championship. Denny Hamlin in 13th now. If he loses, or if he falls outside the top 15, it'll be a close one. It'll be really close. But he's going to do everything he can not to lose those last 2 spots. Mears looking low yet again. Not quite able to make it happen. Hamlin's hoping to see Kenseth get up there and battle that 07 car for the position. 2 laps to go in the race and in the season here at Watkins Glen. Hamlin fighting for his life, doing everything he can to hold on, to not lose too many spots. This is the worst part of the track for him right here. Mears had to back out of it. Here comes the 17 of Kenseth to the rear bumper of the 07. Kenseth side by side, or thought about going side by side. Mears blocks. Hamlin trying to stay alongside Casey. Casey's in the grass. Hamlin's still there. Through the carousel, Hamlin is still alongside Casey Mears. Into a right-hander, or a left-hander. Still with the damage, able to clear. But not for long. Mears back on the inside. Hamlin drives it in deep yet again. Denny Hamlin has cleared Casey Mears. Casey Mears back to the inside. Unable to get there. Hamlin still hangs on. Up front, Ian Slager has just taken the white flag. He's got a 12-second lead. Probably more at this point. I'd say it's closer to 13 over Kevin Harvick, who's just now coming to the start-finish line. Hamlin still ahead of Casey Mears. Can the Wounded Warrior do it? That FedEx number 11, Denny Hamlin for Joe Gibbs Racing, trying to bring Toyota their first championship. Will he hang on? I'm gonna have to fact check that. Can't remember if, I know Tony Stewart won a title. I think that was Here comes Mears yet again. I don't think he's going to be able to defend against this one. Kenseth's there as well. He cannot fall outside the top 15. Biffle's right behind him. He can let Kenseth go, but he'll have to fight it. He'll have to fight tooth and nail against Biffle. I don't think he wants to do that. Hamlin holding off Kenseth as well as he can. Kenseth drives it in deep on the outside. Hamlin with the inside. Preferred groove, trying to make it stick. Clears Kenseth. Kenseth's still there. Back on the inside. Hamlin clears them yet again. Under braking. Kenseth back on the inside yet again. Hamlin defending. It was 07 when Stewart won the championship. Ian Slager has won the race. Denny Hamlin gets cleared by Kenseth. Fred Jones is right behind him. Can Jones get up there and disrupt the championship? No. Coming out of turn number 10, Denny Hamlin hangs on. Hamlin is going to win the 2009 championship. What a fight for Denny Hamlin to stay inside the top 15. 15th place, just barely hanging on. To a definitive championship. I'm sure, depending on running order, he could have gotten away with a 16th, 17th, but to definitively hang on to that championship in 15th, what a drive for Denny Hamlin. What a drive for Ian Slager. He had an 18-second gap between he and Harvick for the victory. 18 seconds. Wow. That is going to do it. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe. We're going to take a look at those points now. But that's it for the season. We're going to go ahead and look at the points. Your standings. Hamlin has it. Pretty good margin over Jeff Gordon in points there. Gordon didn't have quite a great run. We weren't watching him, so if Gordon would have been able to climb to the front and win this race, or at least finish in the top 3, Hamlin's championship may have been in jeopardy. But Gordon, I believe, fell back, had issues or something later in that race. We saw him pass Hamlin at some point, but had some kind of issue. He wasn't able to get up to the front. That helped Hamlin big time there. So Gordon, second in points. Carl Edwards, third. Johnson, Burton, Newman, Dale Jr., Tony Stewart, Kevin Harvick, and Mark Martin rounds out your top 10. Then it's Clint Bowyer, Kyle Busch, Matt Kenseth, Casey Mears, Sam Hornish Jr., Juan Pablo Montoya, Martin Truex, Casey Kane, Bobby Labonte, and Kurt Busch rounding out your top 20 in points. Let's take a look at your pole sitters for the season. Hamlin with 4, Gordon also with 4, Dale Jr. with 3, Jimmy Johnson, Ian Slager both with 2, Jeff Burton, Mark Martin, Clint Bowyer, Kyle Busch, and Chris Mack all with 1 pole. Your winners. Jeff Gordon and Ian Slager both had 3. Denny Hamlin, 2. Jimmy Johnson, Ryan Newman also with 2. Then it's Carl Edwards, Jeff Burton, Tony Stewart, Clint Bowyer, Casey Mears, Casey Kane, Fred Jones, and Chris Mack all with a win. Wow, what a season. Who had the most DNFs? Elliott Sadler with 9. It was a rough season for that 19 car. 9 DNFs. David Reagan and Kurt Busch, Clint Bowyer, Greg Biffle, Kyle Busch, Tony Stewart, all with 8 and 7 apiece. It's been a wild one. But Hamlin hangs on. He's your champion nonetheless. With only one DNF on the year. Completed 94% of the laps. Incredible. Only driver with more is Jeff Burton with 96. But that'll do it. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe. Hope to see y'all next season. And until then, peace.